നമസ്കാരം. ലോകം ഒരുപക്ഷെ ഒരു നൂറ്റാണ്ടിനിടയിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ വെല്ലുവിളിയെ നേരിടുകയാണ്. ആ വെല്ലുവിളി നേരിടുന്നതിൽ കേരളവും മുൻപന്തിയിൽ തന്നെയുണ്ട്. ആ പോരാട്ടത്തിൽ സംസ്ഥാന സർക്കാരിന് പൂർണ്ണമായ ധാർമ്മിക പിന്തുണ നൽകി രാജ്ഭവനിൽ ദിവസങ്ങൾ ചെലവിടുകയാണ് ഗവർണർ ശ്രീ ആരിഫ് മുഹമ്മദ് ഖാൻ. സംസ്ഥാന ഗവർണറുമായി ചില കോവിഡ് കാല ചിന്തകൾ പങ്കിടാം. നമസ്കാരം, ന്യൂസ് 18ലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. First of all, obviously, the first question has to be, how are you, sir, and how is the family?
I'm fine, everybody is fine, and I wish that the times we are passing through, they are difficult times, and we get over this problem soon.
How is life in Kerala, and do you feel safe in Kerala?
Absolutely safe, and Kerala has done wonderfully well in tackling the problem of COVID.
The Governor Arif Muhammad Khan, when we saw him for the first time onwards, has never been an indoor man. You've been going out, reaching out to the people, traveling all over Kerala. So how is life in lockdown? How is life locked down inside Raj Bhavan?
You are right, but when you mention about my outgoings, then there is another thing for which I am extremely grateful to God, that I have this sense of very intimacy with the books. So I am finding this very productive period in that sense.
So spending time in Raj Bhavan with books and catching up on a lot of reading.
Of course.
The Kerala model is now being discussed all over. It's not just India anymore, it's not Asia anymore. Right from Washington Post to BBC are going gaga over the Kerala model in combating COVID. And
there is absolutely no doubt that the Chief Minister, the Health Minister and their other colleagues, ministerial colleagues who were giving charge of different districts, they have been literally on their toes right from beginning. Right from beginning, when we detected the first case, government has made all preparations. So credit must be given to them. But in addition to that, I personally feel that all the initiatives and hard work of the government, it does not become successful unless you ensure that people's cooperation is there. One thing very distinguishing about Kerala society is, and I have tried to understand the reasons for it, there is a very strong sense of empathy in the society. They see somebody in pain, don't bother who that person is, they will come forward to help that person. And then moreover, because of the high level of literacy, it is much easier to communicate with the people, it is much easier to make them understand the importance. And I must also say that to many people, it seemed like symbolic things. Prime Minister giving a call to beat the plates,
right,
to express gratitude to the medical fraternity, the COVID warriors, and then later lighting the lamps for 9 minutes. All these things may appear symbolic to many people, but the tremendous impact they created it created public awareness. And the fight against COVID became a people's movement. It did not remain confined to the efforts of the government. All over India, more so in Kerala, because Kerala has some additional distinguishing features in society. It became a people's movement. People took it upon themselves that we have to defeat coronavirus. And when you talk of the Kerala model, it was because of the Kutum Shri, that within less than 24 hours, 483 kitchens had started working. In less than 48 hours, more than 1,500 kitchens started working. Credit also goes to local self-government institutions. But basically, this working force of 40 lakh women with 400,000 self-help groups, they are available to the government. They are at their beck and call, and they can take the responsibility at a short notice.
Which no government infrastructure can match.
No government infrastructure can match. And in fact, when so many people from other states, they are calling me also. And I am telling everybody that after this crisis is over, study Kutumshri. Try to replicate in your states. This is such a powerful weapon. In every state, we need organizations like Kutumshri. And they can make the job of the government much easier. And the programs of the government more successful.
Since you mentioned the special characteristics of Kerala, a video of yours are going viral, and most of them don't know when it happened or when you actually said that.
Yeah, it was a group of students, but this was a Kashmiri student who asked me the question.
And you went around saying it's so different in Kerala.
I said it's so different. It's so different from Northern India. Northern India, everything, the tag of the religion is attached to culture, to food, to
Dress.
culture, to dress, everything. In Kerala, nobody wears religion on their sleeves. They don't attach the tag of religion to the culture. Culture is same, food is same, language is same. They don't make distinction on the basis of religion. You speak a language which is, your language is different, mine. No, everybody same language, same culture. And that gives tremendous strength to Kerala society to behave as a united society. You know, I will give you another example. Almost every state, people who had come back from Markaz, Tabligh Jamaat, we heard so many stories where we were told that they resisted being detected. They resisted going to the quarantine. They resisted the medical treatment, etc. In Kerala, I checked it again and again, not once, again and again with our officials. And they told me that within 24 hours, every single person was identified, and all those, there was a good number of people who were outside Kerala, who had gone to different places. Even the officials here were able to contact them. But those who had come back to Kerala, they voluntarily came to the centers and they quarantined themselves. There was no, so somebody asked me, why they are behaving differently in Kerala? I said, they are behaving differently because Kerala people are educated. They have this awareness. They are behaving different. They are bound to behave differently.
Kerala healthcare system, the crisis management has been hailed. Do you think a lot of at least some lessons to be taken for the other state governments, for the government of India, probably outside of Kerala?
No, surely. I was very happy to see day before yesterday that Minister of State for Personnel, who is attached with the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Jitendra Singh, he was listing the, he was talking about the Jammu and Kashmir government, that they have done very well in their fight against the COVID. And then he said, he compared Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir government with Kerala. I was so happy to see that if you want to say that some government is fighting the battle successfully, then you compare them with the Kerala government. I was very happy to see.
Become a benchmark.
Yeah.
And you spoke very highly about the health minister too, not once, many times.
Yes, she deserves, Chief Minister, even other colleagues.
Well, probably not in the limelight, but doing their work.
Not in the limelight,
districts.
but the responsibility which was assigned to them, they were, I would say, right from Chief Minister, Health Minister and their colleagues.
Some criticism from one of the union ministers saying that in Kerala, confidence is slowly giving way to overconfidence and in some cases arrogance, maybe on the edge of slipping once in between, when then suddenly the Union Home Ministry had to intervene and ask them to withdraw certain.
No, Union Home Ministry only reminded.
Yeah.
These restrictions at some point of time are going to be eased. Maybe we did it too early,
Yes.
but we did not persist with that. The government immediately after few hours, as soon as it was pointed out by the central government, they revised their decision. So there was no controversy.
Now, what do you think is the situation? Are we in a position, one, to receive those Keralites who are longing to come back, and two, shouldn't the government of India to make some steps, maybe in preferential evacuation to bring them back?
One thing I can say, I have spoken to many people in the central government, that this thing, what has been proposed by the Kerala government and others also, there are members of parliament also who have written on this subject, their proposals are under active consideration of the central government. There are many things which we do not know, the compulsions of the government. We do not know, and I can assure you that government is very sensitive. Central government is very sensitive on this. And as soon as situation permits, they are going to take decision. In principle, they do not disagree. It's only a question of logistics.
Okay.
And as soon as all those loose ends are tied up, I am sure that decision will be taken.
Now, these ladies are referred to as the Nightingales. They are being lauded all over the world. Even some of the newscasts in Western media made specific mention about nurses from Kerala. But unfortunately, some not so good news is coming across from various parts of India, like in Mumbai, in some parts of India, where those nurses who got infected or are under quarantine are not given proper care, not proper residence, no proper food. Even the living conditions are bad. The issue has been taken up, obviously. Has this been brought to your attention? Are you aware of the situation, and do you have any feedback to give us on this?
I am aware of this situation. You must have seen today the government of India has enacted a new law where they have provided for jail term.
That's for attack.
Right. Well, that only indicates the
attitude.
That indicates the esteem in which we hold the COVID fighters. The nurses, the medical fraternity, particularly the nurses of Kerala. I always say this, that there is something special about Kerala. Anywhere in the world, not only in India, one readily entrusts one's health to a Keralite. They have so much faith in a Keralite as far as health is concerned, that they readily entrust the care to a Malayali. So they are doing wonderful work, and I am sure that the spirit which they have, they certainly are not looking for rewards.
Questions were raised here with the Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan when the first suggestion of the Janata curfew was on. Many asked why, many eyebrows were raised. When this question was put to him one day before the proposed Janata curfew, he said, yes, if the government of India has come up with a suggestion, if the Prime Minister has said that something, it has to be done, it will be implemented. That was the first message that went across. And eventually we saw that the Janata curfew was a prelude, or probably a trial run of what was in store for later days. And similarly, all those gestures that you suggested. So it's a happy thing, but do you think there is some kind of understanding in some place in fighting this?
Basically, that basic understanding among the Indians, it is always there.
It's not there in West Bengal.
No, democracy will function effectively only when there are opposite parties. Absolutely essential. There is nothing wrong with it. But as far as politics is concerned, the Indian concept of politics is Sarve Tyaga Raj Dharmeshu Drishta. Sarve Diksha Raj Dharmeshu Yukta. Sarve shiksha raj dharmeshu chokta, sarve loka raj dharmeshu pirvishta. The competition should be the idea of politics in India. What we have, what is our legacy? Legacy is that the highest sacrifice. Politics must motivate us to offer highest sacrifice. It must motivate us to be more informed and learned about everything, and to be more caring to all kind of people. This is what the Indian idea of politics is. The adversarial competition should be how much more sacrifice can we make, how much more we can look after our people. That is the Indian idea of politics.
Wasn't it a primitive gesture on the part of the Karnataka government to block the national highway by dumping earth and by digging pits? You intervened, I know.
I would like to say that it was not so much by the Kerala government. Kerala government could not remove that from there.
I know, I was talking about the Karnataka government, the action of the Karnataka government.
Some people there, the Honorable Governor of Karnataka was very, very sympathetic, and he tried his best. The Honorable Chief Minister was very understanding. He was not defending that action, but something happened because of the local circumstances.
Irava Matrimony. 9 crore viewers, India's largest news network, News 18 Network. Sixteen channels, 15 languages, 26 states, 1,200 plus reporters, 66.9 crore viewers, India's largest news network, News 18 Network. Sixteen channels, 15 languages, 26 states, 1,200 plus reporters, 66.9 crore viewers, India's largest news network, News 18 Network. Sixteen channels, 15 languages, 26 states, 1,200 plus reporters, 66.9 crore viewers, India's largest news network, News 18 Network. Sixteen channels, 15 languages, 26 states, 1,200 plus reporters, 66.9 crore viewers, India's largest news network, News 18 Network. Sixteen channels, 15 languages, 26 states, 1200 plus reporters, 66.9 crore viewers. India's largest news network.
Well, both the parties here in the ruling front as well as the opposition. But now, and then there were a lot of controversies. You said you were open to debates, discussions. Now, has it changed a lot? Now we see a lot of understanding with the government. Or have you made adjustments to your playing style to suit the pitch of Kerala?
No, there was no state right from the beginning. There was no state. On a particular subject of Citizenship Amendment Act, my duty was, as governor, I've taken the oath. I'm duty bound to uphold the Constitution. I can't compromise on that. And even at the time when I had to read my address to the assembly, which is prepared by the government, I wrote to the Chief Minister, I am bound to read the address which is prepared by the cabinet. But the purpose of the address is to acquaint the members of the policies and programs of the government. If you want me to read something which is beyond your jurisdiction, that cannot become part of your program or your policies. So I am bound to read your programs and policies, not your political views. I'm not, as governor, I'm not bound. But then the final letter which Honorable Chief Minister wrote to me was that it involves, according to him, it involves law and order, the question of maintenance of law and order. Now this was the argument I was familiar with. Because at the time of Shah Bano, in the parliament, no minister, and I am emphasizing, no minister defended the bill which government had brought to reverse the judgment of the Supreme Court on principle. Nobody said this is the right thing to do. Everybody said large scale demonstrations are taking place, there is apprehension of breach of peace, etc., etc. So then I thought that if the mighty government, central government, succumb to this threat and pressure, well, Kerala government, I must try to understand and appreciate their viewpoint, and that is the reason why I agreed to read the address as they had prepared it. So if there was this, secondly, I have not said to anybody so far, but I will tell you now, since you are asking me this question. I told Chief Minister, I said you must have, you are a communist, but you must have read Gita. We are as Indians, I mean, it is not necessary that you be religious. This is a storehouse of wisdom. I said it says, Shreyan Swadharma Viguna. Pardharmat Suanushthitat. Do your own duty even if it is defective. It is much better to do your own duty, even if it is of lower rank, then trying to do the duty of the others, even though it may be very good. I said, let me do my duty, your duty you decide. But that should not become a source of strain in our relations. And from that day, and this was soon after the address to the assembly, there has not been any strain in our, in fact, as far as I am concerned, there was no strain even when that controversy was going on. I was doing my duty, let him do his duty. And we should appreciate each other's role. He has to look after many other aspects, which which is not my responsibility, is confined to ensure that the affairs of the government are conducted in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. Now a law passed by the Parliament, the state government has no option but to abide by it. So why create bad blood? Have good relations with the central government, that in any case will be, why To me, it is very important for the Kerala government to have good relations with the central government. Kerala government is doing exemplary work. In social sector, they are the leaders. In health sector, they are the leaders. I don't want them to divert their attention from the good which they are doing. I have highest regard for the good work which Kerala government is doing. Right from beginning, I have said I am so happy that Honorable President chose me for Kerala. I feel proud of the fact. I feel so happy. I feel blessed.
Now, the latest controversy to hit the state is the sharing of personal health data. Of course, it has been maybe sorted out for the time being. Did you seek details from the government of Kerala, and how big is the concern?
You know, honestly, if you ask me, I will say put everything on record. If you feel, if you have any complaint, if you have any suspicions, you have every right to put it on record. We can see it later. But when we are in actual fight, this is not the time.
It should be beyond scrutiny.
Anything is beyond scrutiny. No, it is not beyond scrutiny.
This is not the time.
Be you ever so high, you are, the law is above you. But this is not the time for me or for anybody else to do anything which deflects the government or deflects their attention from the basic work which they are doing. I have a duty to advise the government, to counsel the government, to counsel them against something which they plan to do. Even that is part of mine. But it is also my duty to encourage them and to appreciate them when they are doing wonderful work, a work which is so vital to each and every one of us.
Finally, what is your message at this very crucial juncture to the people of Kerala, to those Malayalis living abroad, and to the political class?
I think I can only reinforce what people are doing. I'm not going to say anything new. People have shown tremendous unity. I've already told you that this fight is a result of the cause which has been given by the Prime Minister. It has become a popular movement, the fight against COVID. The manner in which the government of Kerala, the Chief Minister, the Health Minister, they have conducted this fight, it has become for an example. And people everywhere want to know and they want to follow this model. And then Kerala has this great history of nurses and the medical people who are ready to put their lives on line to save others. So this spirit must continue, and I'm sure that we will overcome this.
So, in short, the message to Keralites is carry on.
Carry on.
News 18 കേരളത്തിനായി സമയം കണ്ടെത്തിയതിന് നന്ദി. നമസ്തേ.
Thank you very much.
ഈ പരിപാടി നിങ്ങൾ